Hello, welcome to the Ecumenical Society's Facebook Live meditation session. And it's a beautiful day here in Little Rock. And well, let's get started. This is where we spend 30 minutes settling our bodies, synchronizing our minds and our breath, relaxing into that, and then very gently opening up to our basic awareness. My favorite subject, this basic awareness that we have that is spacious, it's radiant, it's compassionate, and it's always there. So let's do that, shall we? My name is Mick Wiggins. I'm one of the meditation guides here at EBS, and welcome. Very happy to be here, very happy to have you with me. So let's get going. You know, it's speaking of my favorite topic of this basic awareness, I'll just say a few words and we'll get going. Just about every day we get in a car, and if you really think about it, it's terrifying what we do. We get in and we hurtle down the highway at terrifying speeds, if we were to really think about it. And we very often are listening to something, talking to somebody, eating something, phone, oh my God. So we don't have any problem in delegating life-defying execution of driving a car to our basic awareness on autopilot. We just let it go. And now occasionally there'll be some flashing lights and we'll say, whoa, I gotta pay attention. Because we know that we are actually kind of pulling stuff away from our basic awareness whenever we are focusing or listening or we're distracted. So once in a while we'll come back right in the moment we have to negotiate this traffic or something. So, but for the most part, you probably are too, are running on autopilot most of the day. Your mind is skittering around. It can be very sleepy and barely there and just drifting around, or it can be really focused on very intense concentration, or maybe skittering around, kind of ADD-like, all over the place, and we just still letting our basic awareness guide us through the day without any major mishaps. So anyway, so mindfulness meditation really is, at the end of the day, about really kind of unifying or actually making your whole experience of being present available to you. Nothing wrong with focusing on details, juggling details, nothing wrong with that. But when it becomes our default activity, then we have issues like anxiety, depression, sleeplessness, all these things that we actually come to meditation to kind of help us out a lot of times. It's because we're not really relating to our basic awareness very, very well. So let's get going. I have a few little tips. I will try not to talk too much. We will be meditating today, but I'm going to assume that most everybody here, or everybody that's listening to this, knows a little bit about meditation. We know the basic things: sitting upright, finding a comfortable seat, balanced. If you're in a chair, feet on the floor. But if you're on a cushion, your back is straight. It doesn't have to be military, but it's nice to have some form. Your head is up, and your breathing is easy. Right, very important. So you know that. So you probably know the basic instruction that when we're sitting here quietly, not doing anything, basically boring our minds, boring our body, which is what makes meditation kind of difficult sometimes. It's like we're not doing anything. But you find yourself drifting off and thinking about this or that. And the basic instruction, of course, is just to like notice it and then come back to your breathing body. So simple. It's almost meaningless, right? How many times have you heard that? So but that's the basic instruction. That's actually fundamentally what we'll be doing today. But let's start out with the intention of connecting with our whole panoramic awareness, okay? And it's when you just say, be aware, be in the present, be with all your, well, it's a little bit hard to grasp at that thing, so at that. So let's try something a little more reduced, but will get you going in the right direction, all right? So, as always, we start out relaxing our bodies, and let's do that first, and then I will do that couple small little guided things, and then we will go into the silent meditation part of the program, okay? And we'll do this. This is my Pavlovian bell. You hear enough bells after a while, you just start settling in. We trick our minds into settling down, right? Nothing wrong about tricking your mind. It's very gullible, by the way, so use your tricks. All right, so settle in. Take a good couple of deep breaths, right? Nice, clean. You feel like you'd like to expel it all out. Get that fresh feeling. Now, when we approach meditation, I find this very helpful. Try to cultivate a feeling of lightness, okay? Porous. Feel yourself as being porous. Like if a strong breeze hit you, it would kind of filter through, very light. And in fact, our human body is quite porous. It brings stuff in, it outgasses out. It's receiving all kinds of information. It's bioelectrical. Oh, it's such a universe, inside and outside. So just have that light, porous feeling as we sit here, sinking into our body, letting it find its own balance. Okay? Now, for this portion, keep your eyes open a little bit, okay? Because we're just relaxing. All of our senses are on. Now, in terms of experiencing our whole awareness as opposed to just one item at a time, try this out. Wherever your hands are. My hands are in my lap now, on my legs. My feet are on the ground, okay? Now, feel your hands. What are they feeling? Mine are feeling the warmth of my legs underneath. The tops are a little chilly. It's a cool room. And that's what I'm feeling. If they move a little bit, you can feel the texture of whatever is underneath your hands, right? Okay. Now, shift to your feet. What are they feeling? Cold floor. I don't have shoes on, so cold. Yeah, a lot cooler than my hands, so. All right. Now, bring those together, okay? Now at first it'll skitter, you'll go back and forth. But try to find that sweet spot where they're kind of on the same wavelength, the same level, same volume level. Can be a little slippery. So it's kind of like you're not staring directly at them, but they're kind of in your peripheral vision of your attention. And there's a level where you can feel them both at the same time. And this is a really interesting thing to practice when you're not meditating, is can you feel things simultaneously? You can, actually. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to drive a car if you could not. But we're not on autopilot now. We are intentionally bringing those two, integrating those two feelings. There you go. Now, what are the sounds going on in your household? Maybe there's birds outside, maybe there's the hum of a refrigerator. Can we add that to our feet and our hands? Just relax, breathe out. Okay, shake that off. Now we will begin our breath awareness in the standard fashion, sitting upright, breathing easy. You can close your eyes or you can keep them cracked open or alternate. But we bring our attention to our breathing body now. And at any time, as we are connecting to our breathing body, bring in those hands, bring in those feet, bring in the sound, and let them all play at the same volume. This is an investigative, curious approach to mindfulness. All right? So, and you will find that it all comes and starts clicking as you relax into it. This is not something that you can grab and make happen. This is a opening. I think of that opening flower. It's an opening, relaxing, but still awake sensation. Okay, so let's bring our attention to our breath as it comes in. Comes out again. And resist the temptation to let your attention of the breath block out all your other senses. The more you can just include all your senses along with your breath, the better. This happens by relaxing into it. Let's do this for the next 5 minutes of just following our breath, bringing in the other senses. Slide out of camera. now, as we sit, quietly following our breath, integrating our senses with the experience of our breath, allow your attention to be more weighted to the out-breath. This section of meditation, we will be developing a sense of spaciousness. As your breath leaves your mouth and nose, it moves out into the world and dissolves into space. And so allow your mind just to follow that along. Don't make a big journey, just so. In some way, the senses, your mind dissolves too out in the space in front of you. Just your borders soften up. You're light, you're porous, you're open. And the in-breath just comes in by itself. No need to focus or picture anything with that. Just allow that. And then back out again. Same basic instruction. If you get distracted, really pulled away, just notice that and come back. It's also important to remember you can start over anytime from the very basic settling into your body. Just do it quickly. Connect to your breath, connect to your senses, and then back on the horse. So let us follow our breaths out for the next 5 minutes in silence. And I will ring the gong once again. We are starting afresh. And now for our last minute of meditation. Let's drop all the technique, open your eyes, and using a frog on a lily pad as our spirit animal, we are just going to rest and not do anything, but just let your eyes gaze out into the space in front of you. And let's just do nothing but be still, be quiet, be open. And there you go. Another half hour working with mindfulness. So congratulations. I enjoyed it. I hope you found some benefit. Have a great weekend. Take care of yourselves. Be well. Be kind to yourself and to others. And thank you so much for joining us. And well, see you later. Bye.